Good. All right. So hi, everyone. It's always great to be the last one, is also because there's food and drinks waiting for you outside, and you're just here listening to me. Nice one. Heitor, Lessa. I literally just moved to the UK. That's why you probably never seen me before in the group. I'm working for Amazon for about 4 years, and my fourth role in Amazon already, so it's been there for quite a while. So working for engineering, support, TAM, and now SA. I'm one of the specialists for serverless and DevOps in EMEA, so anything you want to ask afterwards, feel free to do. I also got my time limited to 15 minutes, so 5 minutes less, which is good because I knew that something could go wrong as anything live demo goes wrong. So I prepared all the code for you, so even if you don't catch the entire session, or if something goes wrong, or all CI/CD fails, because you can fail as well. I prepared a zip file so you can download, you can see the codes afterwards. So including CloudFormation templates, and even a little automation with this little button called Flick, if you haven't seen it before. Okay, so quick question. How many of you already run CI/CD today? Already have a pipeline? Just a quick show of hands. I thought it was 100%. Okay, good news. So I will just briefly touch this CI/CD engine. I'm not going to give an example of what CI/CD means because I think Yankui pretty much talk about everything. So literally what we're going to be talking today is about these services that we're going to be using in the demo. And we also have the access to the code and CloudFormation templates so that you can try out on your own pace. Unfortunately, I didn't do a very good documentation about this, so I'm leaving my Twitter handler, or even my mail address, Lessa, my surname, @amazon.com. Feel free to reach out. Just please don't send spams for me, okay? So what we're going to be talking mostly is about SAM, which is Serverless Application Model, our new fella on AWS that we adopted. And serverless on CI/CD, basically, if we try to break it up, basically, you're going to use code pipeline in this particular example. And then the code is quite simple, using AWS code commit, which basically is our managed Git. But you can also use GitHub. It doesn't necessarily have to be code commit. On the build side, we're using our new managed services code, AWS code build. If you haven't seen it before, it's similar to Jenkins, where basically you define a build spec, and you simply define what does it have to install it, what does it have to do before you build, what you do to building, just don't run shell scripts, and what you need to do afterwards. And then all of this is integrated with code pipeline, and all the thing that you build is stored on S3 as an artifact repository. As simple as that. It can get simpler. And then in this case, we're going to use SAM and the code build level because we try to separate packaging from deployment. So code build in practice is literally looking like this. So you're going to have exactly the same access to this file. So basically in code build, we are packaging the entire Lambda code, wrapping that up into a zip file, sending to S3 on your behalf, and creating a package file so CloudFormation can deploy afterwards. So basically create chain sets. And these artifacts are the files that basically are being zipped into an S3, which basically gets everyone that goes after code build get access to this. So it's a normal pipeline. You do something, generate an artifact, and the next step, get access to the artifact and do something with it. Cool? On the deploy perspective, we basically are using CloudFormation to create these chain sets. So basically, I'm not sure if you've seen yesterday, we launched something called CloudFormation Transform, which basically, it does exactly the same as serverless application model. Basically, we include other things, or other people would say. HashiCorp also did it a while ago. So pretty much the same thing. So basically, we run CloudFormation, we create chain sets, execute them, and then we run integration tests, which are super, super advanced. So basically, it's an 80-20 rule. Perhaps it fails, perhaps it succeeds. So going to be your lucky that plays. And SAM really is an abstraction layer that basically it's not necessarily meant to replace serverless framework or any other frameworks that are out there. In fact, it's the opposite. In fact, it's mostly to help. Basically, serverless framework is also based on CloudFormation in some pieces, and that can be used to shore the complexity as you build those templates. So basically, that serverless column function will be exploiting more than 3 resources. So basically, on the events piece over here, it creates an API gateway with anything that goes / any methods, automatically creates what we call proxy for Lambda. And basically, we already created a permission for you, the IAM roles, and all these pieces as well. So basically, a CloudFormation template that would be probably 100 lines will be down to 29 lines now. That's the main difference about serverless application model. And because we're not talking about continuous deployment, we're talking about continuous delivery, we would have a gatekeeper, maybe your boss, maybe someone else, maybe a whole team, which basically would just say, I approve, you are good to go. As a summary, because I said it would be very quick, that's what you're gonna get. I literally couldn't get the whole picture out of it. I think that's as far as I could get, so the quality, that's it. So basically all the steps, the main difference that we do here is that one of the best practices is basically as you deploy, and Yanko, we've said so many times, so I'm just kind of repeat the same way. So basically you would actually not necessarily have a Lambda function with the version and aliases for test, dev, and prod, but actually you would have infrastructure for each of these stages. So that you can do proper testing and do proper integration tests and acceptance tests on each of the environments. And that's it. That's the whole code, so you can feel free to download that. Don't blame me for the documentation. Blame the errors, blame anything else. If you need help, feel free to reach out. I'm happy to do it. Hopefully the demo is going to work. I guess my wireless will work, but let's see. Cool, so let's get it. I'm connected to the cloud. That probably, it's a good sign. The cloud. That's fine. My hands are shaking now. Okay. Okay, one last time. Should I just use the event network code node? This one? Okay. What is the password? We love code. Like this? Yeah. Okay, so let's see if it works. Amazing. So basically, when you download that file, so let me just go over here. So basically, you're going to get a full restaurant service written in Node.js. You're also going to have a few things written in Python. And you're also going to have CloudFormation for everything that builds the entire infrastructure for you. So I'm giving you away the CloudFormation and SAM that basically creates the entire ECI/CD for you, including all the stages, integration tests, and all the code so you can do whatever you want. And I'm doing something extra, which basically I'm calling a new service called Slack. You probably have 350 accounts of that service as well. So basically, as you get that along, you should have, let's reload. You should have something like this. I literally just ran 3 hours ago, just to be sure it would work. And of course, it fails at some point. Integration test, for instance, it fails is an 80-20 rule. So you might get some few fails as you go along. So don't worry, it's nothing against you. It's just an 80-20 rule. And from the CloudFormation perspective, after you create that particular CI/CD, I'm giving away this automation with the flick button, which I couldn't get it working because my wireless didn't work out on my phone, which is fine. So basically, that CloudFormation template creates something a little bit extra. It's more of a challenge that I took to myself to work with step functions, see if everything would play along. Basically, it's an API gateway that basically we launched API gateway integrations with step functions. So you make an API call to API gateway, which basically say, start this pipeline. So I was supposed to be working with this button today, but it didn't. And the API gateway will call step functions. We'll start the pipeline with just a Lambda function that we just call code pipeline, as simple as that. And then based on the notifier state, we will actually evaluate, do you want to call Slack channel, or do you want to call Twilio, or do you want to call SMS directly, whatever you want to call it. Of course, I only implemented Slack for tonight, but happy to receive contributions from some of you. So basically, as much as that. So let's see if the whole thing works. So I created a simple, I think it's over here already. Yeah, I basically created a simple Python request that basically just gets this what step functions actually expects, and then I send that over, and it should work. When I said it should work, it's something I'm going to try now. Perfect. So let's see if that works. Yep, it just worked now, and it's all gone. It succeeded. If it succeeded perfectly, I should go to, and it did. And if I go to my code pipeline, it's in progress. So you just wait here for 30 minutes, and it should be gone. That's it, guys. That's all I have for today. Feel free to pick up the code and play around. Unfortunately, that's all the time I have. But feel free to grab me for questions or anything like that. And if you have serverless in application working in production, please also come up to me. I have probably 17 questions to ask you. If you can answer those, I can give you one of these flick buttons. Thank you.
Actually, before you go, we're about to do the raffle. Can you just call people outside regarding the raffle, yeah? Because the winners have to be in the room when we do the raffle. Fantastic. Here we go. The winner. Here we go. Yes, thanks to NordCloud for, what's the prize?
We have Echo Dot.
An Amazon Echo Dot.
Wow.
Which some of you signed up for, so thank you.
Thank you very much. Right, who'd like, actually?
I feel humble now with my little button.
Here we go.
Apologies for the technical problem as well.
Okay,
There
so
you
it sounds like
go.
I have one.
Can you?
Alexander Gordon.
Alexander Gordon.
Is that you? Oh! Really good.
Fantastic.
Congratulations, man. Or should I say, congrats, mate.
Come along. Brilliant.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And
Oh, that's good.
yeah, brilliant. Yeah, so finally, look, the food's downstairs. Our next meetup, 31st of May. And if you, RSVP's already open. If you want information regarding the A-Cloud Guru course, please come to me. There's the A-Cloud Guru guys over there. Stand up, yep. And yep, you can go straight to them and they'll give you the info. And finally, the software, if you need information regarding software, please come to me. Thank you for coming. And I'll see you downstairs, actually, for the networking session.
Thank you, guys.
Have a great evening. Cheers.